going on, everybody? All right, I'm just finishing getting set up here, so hope you all can see me, hear me just fine. I can't see a word of what's on that chat screen, but we'll figure this out. It's still a little bright here in Arizona this time of year. I don't have a good spot in my yard for doing this. Go AMC, that's right. What's going on, brother? All right, so we got one person in here. We'll wait a little bit, get a couple more people in here, and we'll get talking. Just like last time, hey man, the floor is your guys', and I'm just here for y'all and just to be here with you. So I'm waiting. Let me know in the comments what you want to talk about, what we need to go over. I'll have a few things that'll come up throughout, but we're just hanging out together. All right. Today, got me a Cohiba, and I got a pour of Blanton's bourbon. It's awesome. That's right. How was everybody's week and weekend starting so far? Let me know what's going on, guys. Right? 3 years. It's been a long time for a lot of us. What are we in? We're in 2023. Yeah. Being in the play for 3 years, how do you still feel right now? I'm curious about that. How do you feel about where you're at with this play? Are you still feeling good about it? And I know I talk about this every day in my videos, right? Every one of my videos says how I feel. And I think that y'all feel the same way. So I'm just curious. I want some real interaction when it comes to how you all feel about AMC. I think it changes day to day with this stock, right? There's so many things that come out. I've never lost positivity. I've never lost what I think is going to happen. So I think that a lot of you probably feel that same way. Yes. Happy Saturday. What's good is this Blanton's, this cigar. So it's still a little sunny. It's not as hot. It's only 85 degrees today. My last live video was 105 degrees outside, so that's a lot better. I got a marching band competition for my daughter I'm going to later, so that's going to be fun. So I wanted to connect with you guys before the day gets started. I know it's the middle of the day, but hey. Or some of you, if you're on the East Coast, it's like afternoon, like it's almost evening dinner time. Guys, what do we want to talk about AMC before I just take over? I want you guys to tell me what's going on. All right. We saw some interesting stuff this week in the stock. So I want your guys' takes. Reverse split sucked, but I'm still buying more AMC shares every chance I get. MOAS will happen. You are 100% right in that. I don't know that the reverse split really sucked. I think that regardless of how how it went, the stock was being manipulated, right? Constantly manipulated. We were going down. We were still on a downward trajectory. And there was bound to be a bounce at some point, right? So I think that would have happened with or without the split. That's just me, right? That's just me. I think we're still waiting to see the full effects of everything. There's still a lot that's going to be coming out from this. Not sure what to think. Still hopeful, buying more soon. There you go. That's it, man. Buy every chance you can. That's what we've been doing for 3 years, right? Just buying more whenever we can buy more. And if you're buying more, you must still be a little positive about where things are headed with this, right? Like, I mean, that's just in my thought process of how I would think about that. Okay, guys. Again, I've talked about this in videos in the past, and yesterday was still true to the story, right? And I posted this yesterday morning, right when the drop started happening on a Facebook group. The order flow still showed that the distribution of inflows was higher than the distribution of outflows, right? So there was more money going into the stock than out of the stock, but it still dropped, right? Like there was still a big drop in the stocks. I mean, yesterday we lost 13.64%. Okay, off of the rest of the week where we were running, pretty good. We basically erased this week's worth of gains, but what's the date? 10/6. So almost this whole week's worth of gains were gone, but we're still up. When you look at the weekly chart, guys, what did I do? Okay, when you hit the weekly chart, we were still up this last week. Okay, it was only up by 2.59% for the week, but we were still up. Okay, and that's what that's what I look for. I look to see how where we're at consistently. And right now, the reason, and I said it in my video yesterday, right, about the whole options trap thing, how I didn't feel like it was an options trap because it felt a lot different. Guys, this feels like it did back before the run up to 72, where we were constantly seeing higher highs and higher lows. So the stock is still moving up. This just happens to be one of those points where it's a little bit of a higher low, but it's still there. All right. My buddy Detective Pikachu comes up here and says, well, looky here. This dude is finally back on live streaming. All right, my friend. I am back. Again, this is not my full-time gig. I got a full-time, I'm a business owner, so I'm always busy with that. I have a family that has a lot of obligations. I got my daughter who's in the marching band, so we're always doing something. My 4-year-old who's always on the go. So I can't be here all the time with you guys. I try to get here as much as I can. This is my second live show or live stream. I want to do a lot more of them, and I'm looking forward to doing more of them. But guys, I can't do it every day, right? But I appreciate you, Detective Pikachu, for joining in. It's funny that you say that, Pikachu, because I think a lot of people feel that way, right? But it's hindsight is 2020. Right? When you can look back and say, "Oh man, if I'd have sold on Thursday, I'd have been looking good." Well, that's easy. Max Payne, Taylor Swift effect. I thought Taylor would win. I think a lot of people thought Taylor would win, but you know what? Taylor Swift does still not have as much money as the hedge funds, right? Like she's got a lot of money and she makes a lot of money for that industry, but as far as hedge funds go, I think they still beat her out in that. And so their manipulation is higher than what she can do as just a real person, right? And it sucks, but the Taylor Swift thing isn't over, right? We're not done with that. And the important thing for me to continue to remember is that, hey, the Taylor Swift is pushing the fundamentals up, and that kills what the hedgies are doing in their minds. They can't keep going. And once fundamentals just continuously show how good it is, it kills their thesis altogether, right? We're almost at like 5 quarters of positive earnings, and then now that in the fourth quarter we got Taylor Swift, we got the Beyonce show, we got a bunch of things happening. I'll tell you what, it is definitely going to just boost it up even more and more and more. Exactly. Thank you, Richard. Beer, wine, and candy, right? Like that's going to be a massive thing also. So that's 100% true. There's more and more things that are coming out that AMC is going to be doing to just continuously add to their revenue streams. Okay. Am I going to take my kid to see Taylor Swift? First of all, I looked to see about getting in the line for the tickets just because I wouldn't want to go see it other than to support it. My older daughter liked Taylor Swift back when she was a little younger, and my younger daughter is not old enough to like Taylor Swift yet. I don't want my I don't want to bring my younger daughter to a movie that she's not interested in, because that's not good for anybody sitting in that theater. But no, I'm not going to see Taylor Swift yet. We may go, once things settle down, but definitely we weren't going the first opening weekend. I will definitely, I still support the theaters, obviously, and I go see movies. We saw 2 movies a week ago, so we're going to continue to see movies as we go forward. I will probably see the Taylor Swift thing just to see it, just to support it. I think it's awesome what's going on. And again, the first time that those tickets got on sale, it was impossible to get through on any kind of phone line or anything to buy tickets. So yep, if you go see the movie, buy the bucket and cup. That helps even more than the movie tickets does, right? The ticket prices go for producers, Taylor Swift, a lot of things, it's not as good of a margin for AMC as the concessions are. So buy concessions, right? When we went and saw Paw Patrol with my baby a couple weeks ago, we bought her the little Paw Patrol bucket and cup and all that stuff that she wanted, because hey, it's supporting AMC. She wanted it, and that's where they make their money at, guys. If you haven't had Blanton's and you can find it in a store and you like bourbon, I recommend going and getting it. It's an amazing pour of whiskey. It makes one heck of a good but expensive old fashioned also. I am an A-list member. It is a great deal. So I'm going to ask a controversial question that I said I wasn't going to talk much about, but I changed my mind overnight. What do you guys feel about the news that came out about Adam Aaron? Before I go more into what I feel, I mentioned it the other day. I want to hear some other thoughts. I want to see some other thoughts of what's going on in your guys' minds behind that whole topic. Didn't buy it. I think it's sad. Last attempt from whoever is against this company succeeding. Thank you. I agree. He pissed someone off in the higher power. Maybe. I think he's been pissing people off for a long time, and I think that it's been in our favor, even though it doesn't look like it. The media is doing a really good job of swinging it the opposite direction. Thank you. I agree with you. Who cares? He's a grown man. Stay focused on AMC. I agree with you 100% on that. We need to stay focused on AMC. I'm just curious. I want to get a feel for how the rest of this community is feeling for it, because I want to be part of this community of people that is going out there and stopping the FUD from happening, right? Like, we need to be out there fighting the FUD so that it doesn't get to the other investors who only pay attention to mainstream media, don't pay attention, or they only bought in because, hey, you told somebody that AMC's it's gonna moon, it's gonna this, it's gonna that. Now let's make sure that they stay on board and they don't get scared about what's coming up, right? I think that's very important. So by 3 years of manipulation, Vector Pick hasn't changed anything. You're right. It hasn't changed anything. It's unfortunate that because he's in the public eye that it did happen, and it is what it is, right? But he is a grown man. He is a person. He made a mistake. He got duped, and that person is the criminal here, right? It's not him. He didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong as far as like wrong, but maybe like morally. The timing is sus. That means they had this info for a long time. Well, he did. I mean, and he said it, right, that he's been dealing with this for a while on it privately. It was a little weird when it came out, but hey, you know what? Like, it's media that's putting things out when they want to. It's media continuing to fight against us and against the play. Buying dips yesterday. There you go. Just buy the dips. It's the best time to buy. We also need to be buying on the upward position, right? Like, if you're going to buy, just buy. Don't just wait for dips, right? I know that this is like everybody wants to buy the dip so that they can average down, but right now anything is averaging down. So continue to average down. But when you buy on the way up, it creates upward buying pressure, and it shows that the stock wants to be purchased at a higher price than where it's currently traded at, right? So keep that in mind too. Don't just nothing is financial advice, Pikachu. Come on, you know that. It's in every one of my videos. This is where I'm talking about how I feel, okay? Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold for the gold, baby. Absolutely. You are right. Roadrunner Logistics LLC. Is that a company, or is that just your name, or do you do some sort of, if I had to guess what that would be, if it was a company, it would be you do some sort of trucking or some sort of like logistics or something. Let's look at some data from yesterday now that it's updated. All right. Let's see here. I think it was good that he came out with the tweet instead of brushing it under the rug. He owned it, but no one can twist it into a negative. So no one can twist it. There's exactly. Thank you. Walk into any Citadel and find Uncle Zim there. All right. I would suggest not walking into a Citadel to cause problems, but that's just me. I'm not going to tell you all what to do. Oh, let me scroll through here and get to the pages I want to get to, right? Stonko Tractor shows that they borrowed about 1 million shares or something yesterday. I don't know. I told you guys before I canceled my Ortex subscription, so I can't see that data, which is a lot better, but I just wasn't ready to pay that $500 again for the year at the time that my subscription was due. So if you have Ortex and you want to give me your password, go ahead and leave me a comment with that. You know what's funny, Joe? I was thinking the same thing the other day about M&M. And that's really funny that you said that. That'd be awesome, right? It would be really cool to see something like that. Okay, so I thought, thank you, Roadrunner. I thought you were some sort of trucker. That's awesome. Thank you for being a trucker. In my business, truckers are a very vital part of my job because I get deliveries all the time for cabinets from across the country. And without truckers, I wouldn't get my stuff to be able to make my customers happy. So thank you for what you do out there. Yeah, JG, I wasn't saying like you were trying to say cause problems, man. Sorry if that's what it came across. Detective Pikachu, I disagree, but I get the sentiment, right? I get the sentiment. Um, you are not wrong, Roadrunner. I think we've all seen that. I think we've all seen that that is the truth. And I 100% agree that we've been in a recession for a while. They're really doing a good job trying to hide it. When it actually peeks its head out, it's going to be scary. Everything going on right now, like geopolitics, is also very crazy. And I mean, that's a topic for a whole nother day, but I agree completely. Um, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now. So we'll see what happens. It's coming. All right, guys, let's see here. What is Fintel showing? Fintel shows 8.68 short interest. So when I looked at it like 2 or 3 days ago, it was down towards like the 7% mark. So short interest has gone up again. It's not where it was before. We know that. So Stevie Wonder can see it. That's funny. I like that. Anyway, so we know it's not where it like the true numbers are. I'm not going to say that short interest is actually at 8.68%. That would just be stupid to think that that's actually where it's at. It just doesn't make sense on any level or any way that they could try to swing it, guys. They're doing a really good job at making people feel that way, right? Let's see here. Who's shorting? Is there any new companies shorting us this week? Maybe new position. K2 principal. And I got to not do this on my phone. It's harder on my phone. 150,000 put options. Okay. This Goldman Sachs still obviously has their position. You know, it's crazy, man. These people are one of these days. These people are going to learn. And I said it last time. There's a bunch of when you look on here, there's a bunch of these people that have small short positions, right? That have had them for a long time, and they are. I think they're still feeling it, and they're still like they're just borderlining it. Once we start this run up, right? Like we're at this point of AMC where it's making this move, and again we've been seeing higher highs for a period of time after we hit that bottom, right? Like my last live video, I think I said that I think that was the bottom, and we haven't gone lower than that since I said that. I'm not saying that I'm a genius behind that by any stretch of the imagination, but we haven't seen anything lower than that yet. So now we're going up. So from that point where on the chart when the flag came and met, like we kind of hit that point, right? Now we're starting to see that it's starting to go higher. Okay. Now, as we go higher, obviously, like you guys know how it works, these short positions are starting to lose money because they don't want to buy shares for higher than what their position's at, right? Richard, yes, all self-reported. I say that every time I talk about it. It is all self-reported. So anyway, so they don't want to buy at a higher price because that they lose money, right? Like that's how it works. Eventually, it's going to have to happen. It's going to get to a point where, and I still 100% believe that it's going to be one of these smaller hedge funds that gets it kicking. Is this smaller hedge fund going to have to get the okay from a Citadel or from Susquehanna or from Goldman or whoever? Maybe, but what if one of these people just says, hey, forget those guys. I need to survive this. I have people's lives. Like some of these smaller hedge funds, they took it. I think that they got into this play because they thought they were going to make some money and they didn't know where it was going to go. And this is 100% like hypothetical speaking. Like I don't know that this is true, so I don't take this as gospel. This is just me thinking about what might be going through some people's heads. So if they thought that and they thought they're just going to be able to make a little bit of money and then it turned into something different that they weren't necessarily anticipating, right now they're struggling, and they're probably struggling internally and mentally, that they're trying to figure out what needs to happen, right? They're going to be the ones that are going to say, you know what? We wronged this. Let's buy these shares back for whatever price we can right now. And it kickstarts the party. It just kickstarts the party of making hedge funds start closing their positions out. And it will be a trickle effect, like in the upward position. And all of a sudden we start seeing the big guys have to do the same thing at the price that we decide to sell at, right? Like, we are deciding where we sell the stock and not the other way around. Don't let anybody tell you that the stock is not worth anything, because it is. And we got this, guys. The more they F around, the more we will find out. Okay, perfect. I agree. Corey says GME plus AMC plus my ideas equal shorts will. I don't know. Were you trying to say shorts will short shorts? Or I'm not sure what that. Shorts will shat shorts? Oh, shorts will shat their shorts. I get it. Okay, I think that's what you're trying to say. Liquidity play. Thank you. Okay. That's what I thought you were trying to say, and it took me a minute to get there. Liquidity play at this point. You're right. They are borrowing money, constantly borrowing money. They're borrowing from their. So this is right. This is what they're doing. They're borrowing from some of their longer positions in blue chip companies that are more solid investments. And once those companies start falling in price, and those shareholders want to sell, like when Citadel's customers want to sell their long positions so that they don't get screwed over in a recession and a stock market crash, they're going to have to then buy back their AMC short positions so that they can release their collateral. Now, when that happens, we start seeing a rocket, okay? I don't know what music video you're talking about. I haven't. If it's a music video about this, I haven't seen it. If it's I don't like watch a lot of music videos and stuff, so I'm going to be honest about that. So I don't know what it is you're talking about. Post a link to it, because I'd be interested if it is something to do with this. Am I going to throw a meetup after the MOAS? Hell yeah. Why not? Let's do it. We'll find somewhere. After MOAS, we will all be getting together 100%, right? Like, we'll figure this out. We'll rent the floor at some hotel casino or something between all of us in Vegas. I'm totally down. I definitely want to have some sort of meetup with all you guys. Well, I won't be doing that, Pikachu, but I can't stop anybody else. But I'm not gonna. That's not my jam, especially not in Vegas or anywhere for that matter. But that's just me. So since we're all just hanging out and talking, what are you guys drinking on right now? Water, soda, tea, milk, coffee, whiskey? What do you guys got? Tequila, okay. What kind of tequila? I like that. Taylor has people dancing. Wonder what Beyonce will do. Yeah, it'll be interesting, right? Like, I think this whole thing with the way that this could be going we could see some really cool stuff at AMC theaters. And I hope that they do different things around different AMC theaters around the country to really drive this up and make it awesome. Beer. Mac is still a little hungover. All right. Okay, Pikachu. That's why that makes everything make a lot of sense. I get it now. I totally get it now. Vanilla, orange, sparkling water, and gin. That sounds like a good mixture. That actually does sound like a good mixture. Water in New Jersey. I do enjoy a good gin drink. So, Roadrunner says we are winning this fight. This chill out patience is key, right? Exactly. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to continue to do is just we need to continue to just chill, be calm, be patient. And most importantly, guys, stay positive, right? Like we got this. We are not losing, right? Somebody called me out on it this week for being late to the party with information when I talked about the fact that retail owns 91.28% of the float. I don't care that I was late. I was giving information when I had time to make a video. Not everybody sees information, so that's what it is. We don't have to do anything. We're doing the same thing we've been doing from the beginning, and that's just buying and holding. And we still own the float. We own more than 91% of float. There's no way you can tell me otherwise. So we got this, guys. ZZ Top Fan. There you go. MMA or boxing event at AMC. That would be cool. Game 1 World Series would be awesome because I think the Diamondbacks are probably, there's a good chance the Diamondbacks are going to the World Series, and I'm super stoked about that because I'm in Arizona. I'm a Diamondbacks fan. Part of me, I want this for my dad because my dad was one of the biggest Arizona sports teams fans. Well, I mean, he wasn't all that into hockey, but he loved the Diamondbacks. He absolutely loved the Diamondbacks. And my dad died in 2021, and I think this would be awesome for me to just be able to for me to have a moment with my dad, right? That's huge info and shows a lot out of the ordinary with this play. What are you referencing? I'm sorry, Mac. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%, right? Joe, sorry to hear that about your dad too, man. It's rough. It is really rough to go through something like that. It's definitely one of the hardest things that I've ever had to deal with, but it doesn't get easier. It just gets more bearable, right? I want to go back to the MMA or other things, right? Like there's still talks, and I don't know where it's gone yet, but with ESPN showing different sporting events. Obviously, that's excluding the inflated float through nakeds, right? Exactly. Who knows how many? I want to figure out a way, and if you guys have ideas on how to do this, let me know. And I know people have tried to do it, but I want a more realistic way to how we can get our own share count going. I get the repercussions that it has from a company asking for one. So I don't think we're at that point yet with the company, but if we could do a share count, it would be awesome to just see what collectively retail could come up with, even as a sample number. What is going on? I hit the wrong button on here. Hold on, guys. Okay. Opening a casino. V for victory. There you go. I don't disagree with. Opening a casino would be cool, but I don't have the time or energy for that. after MOAS, I'm definitely not working anymore. And I think owning a casino would probably be a lot of work. I hope they come out with a comedian show at AMC, right? I said that last time. I think that it would be awesome. So I went and saw Gabriel Iglesias, right? Dude is freaking hilarious. I love watching that guy. It was a sold out stadium here in Phoenix. He went like an hour and a half past the time that he was allowed. Imagine seeing something like that on an AMC theater, right? Like that would be so sick. It would be so awesome. Don't need to do anything. They already dug their grave. You're right. They dug their grave. The problem is they continue to dig it. Okay. And that's their problem. They don't know when to stop digging. They need to lay their shovels down. They need to just kind of lay in that hole and wait for it to get filled up. That's a saturated market, Detective Pikachu. Just saying. Someone call him Rants. He's crying. AMC is about to the price as GME. I don't have a lot of stock in what he says, but that's just me. We can take the float and divide by an approximate amount of retail shareholders and clearly make 0 cents. You're right, 100%. It doesn't make sense. I don't disagree with you on that at all. That's why I want to figure out how we can do this. How can we do it all together, right? Rance is a big crybaby, and he's one of those people that I've watched like a small portion of different videos because somebody asked me to do that and wanted my opinion on it. And I watched like a recent video, a semi-old video, and an old video. And he's another one of those YouTubers that changes his mind all the time about what's going on. He doesn't have like a solid, like he just goes with, I think, with what media is talking about. But whatever. AMC to Pluto. Yeah, Pluto is probably where we're going. And considering it's not a planet anymore, let's get there faster. All right. So let's do it. If you're willing to say on here what you guys have. Joe, I don't think that it is the real Ape Father, but that's just me. All right. Richard says let's poll 11 of us. All right. Guys, how many shares do you have if you're willing to say it? And we can just get an idea from 11 people, and then we'll just use that number as like an average, and then we'll multiply it by the amount of people, right? And we'll get I mean, it'll be a very small, not precise, very probably inaccurate number, but at least it's a number, right? Okay, so I'm going to start doing math here while we're doing this. I got 2385, awesome. 200 from Papa Ed, awesome. I got 600 from Detective Pikachu, fantastic. Okay, I got my 200. Max says 400, fantastic. He's not in this live video right now, but I'm going to add in my brother because I know that he's got 800 shares and he wouldn't care that I say anything. So I'm going to add him in there for like just more data points. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. I got 6, including some that's not in the chat. So anybody else want to jump in here with how many you have? Or I'll just go with the 6 people. It doesn't matter to me. I think it'll do the same thing, right? Whoop. Okay, divided by 6. So right now I'm at 4585, okay? I 100% agree with that, Roadrunner. Eleanor would be fantastic. Okay, Roadrunner jumps in with another 300. So let me add 300 to this number. And that's divided by 7 now. Divided by 7. So right now that shows that there's 697.86. 697.86 times 3100000. Guys, just on the 7 people, okay? Mark, I didn't add yours in there yet, but that just makes it worse for them. Right now, retail, in theory, owns 2,163,366,000. Okay. Tom, thank you for adding in yours. Guys, it's crazy. All right. 2 billion. That's 10 times what the float is right now. All right. Now, how accurate is that? Not as accurate as it needs to be, right? Like we need to get many more people to get the closer approximate of a real number. But guys, that's just crazy. And the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not far off, right? Like that would just be incredible. I don't think it's probably that far off in reality. All right, guys, I got just a few more minutes before I got to get going. My daughter's got to get to school for her call time for the marching band, and then we got to get, just get the rest of our Saturday afternoon going. I want to respect y'all's time. I hope AMC per share is higher than Chipotle Mexican Grill. Well, I think it's going to be way higher than that, so we'll see what happens, but that's just me thinking. Exactly, Pikachu, the 200 million. And then in our very short, small sample here, we collectively then add in the rest of the shareholders, retail shareholders, and we're at 2 billion, not to mention then the rest of the percentages that institutions hold. So we definitely own way more than the float, right? Definitely. Not too long ago, the market cap was close to quarterly. Okay, you're right. Haven't checked recently, but that's silly. Guys, there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot that's going to continue to go on. Like I said earlier in this video, in the stream, geopolitics is getting crazy out there in the world right now. It could have a massive impact on what's going on. I've said it from the beginning that a market crash is gonna make this squeeze happen as one of the potential catalysts, right? So like, I don't think it's the only catalyst. I think it's one of the potential ones. And it's probably one that makes the most sense to me. Y'all might have different ideas on that, but the way that the world is heading, I don't see that that's too far away. And there's a lot of big analysts and a lot of big investors out there that I think feel the same way that's where this is headed. There's just a lot going on. I don't want to get into geopolitics. I don't have time for that conversation to take over this live stream, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming in today. I hope you guys had fun. I look forward to doing it with you guys again soon. I think it's been about a month since I've done this, so I'm gonna try to get one every 2 weeks, maybe, pending my schedule. But I'm gonna definitely try to get it more than once a month. So we'll see what happens. I will definitely continue to be making videos every day, guys. Stay positive, stay motivated, stay motivating, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. I'm trying to end this. I can't find my cursor.